first thing we need to know is what do we actually want to capture? This is the philosophy of Verb. We want the end result to be enveloping. It needs to sound like you're there. That's going to be the goal. Then we want it to be completely stable. That means that if you're listening to the end result, you are able to move around in the room without the sound going phasey. That's what we call stable. We want to capture the direct sound. That is the sound that goes from the speaker to the microphones, the first sound. We want that to be symmetrical so that it doesn't hang to the side in the final result. And we want the whole thing to be neutral. That means that if you bypass Verb, you hear obviously your dry sound. Then you unbypass it, you need to hear reverb behind it, but not the direct sound changing itself very much. Chairs are here, but that's the stage. Those are microphone stands. This all is measuring tape. First thing I'll do is find my hindmost microphone position. It's probably around 25 meters, 20 meters. Don't go too close to the back wall. You place two microphone stands like that. And you place them in the same positions. Very symmetrical. You look at the chairs to do that. Now I want to copy this position with nice straight angles onto the stage. And I do that by first attaching a measuring tape to this microphone pole, measuring to somewhere on the front of the stage, right there. I also attach one to the other microphone, and right here, nicely opposing this microphone, I measure 20 meters. I also measure this, 8 meters. So I can work out the diagonal. The diagonal should be the square root of this one squared and that one squared, which is 20 squared plus 8 squared is 464. The square root of that is 21.54. So I take 21.54 between my fingers, and there's only one place on stage where this is 21.54 and this is 20. On that spot, I put down a little piece of tape. That's my little piece of tape, and then I switch it around. This one I take 20, and this one I take 21.4. Only one position on stage will do that, and that's going to be right here, which is my second speaker position. Now I only need the center. The center is going to be exactly in the middle. So here's my third position. Now I place a speaker somewhere on this line to find my frontmost microphone position. I do that by walking to the front while this is playing music. Right here, it's way too reverberant. When I walk all the way up to the speaker, it is way too dry. I walk back until I think that the dryness of the speaker kind of disappears into the reverb.
Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90,
right about here, I seem to walk into the inner circle of this speaker. So this would be where I would call the whole thing balanced. Then I take a few steps forward, and that's my frontmost position. My frontmost position is a little bit on the dry side. Switch off the music. I remember in which row this is. And I take a third stand. My measuring tape here, I hang all the way through the room. I line this one up with this tape. All my microphone positions are going to be between this point, my frontmost, my hindmost on this line. All the right microphones. I want 6 of them. So you divide this length up into 5 equals and you make sure that there's a tape on the ground on all those positions. I do that by hanging a little wire down from the tape so that I can see on the ground where it is. Alternative to that is dropping a drop of water and then you have your microphone positions on this side. You repeat that on the other side. So you go there, line it up here, and on the same lengths, you need to remember which lengths you took here. On the same lengths, you put down a little tape there as well. Now, these distances of the microphones should be practical, so you go in between chairs. It doesn't matter if this is 3 meters or 2.5 meters, as long as you copy it over here exactly. So it can be 2 meters, 3 meters, 2 meters, 3 meters, not a problem. Now you have your microphone positions, you can take off all the measuring tapes and the recording will start. You place the dry sweep on track 1, you arm track 2 and 3 for recording, and you start playing back a sweep from this. So track 1 plays back into the speaker and track 2 and 3 record these 2 microphones. That's once. Then you move the speaker to this position. Record again. You move it to here, you record again. Then you move your microphones a position forward to the tapes that you stuck to the ground earlier. You go back, you go 1, 2, 3, and you repeat that until you are at the frontmost position. One, 2, 3. Now you have a recording of this room. It's time to prepare this recording for the IR tool. Let's look at the arrival times. The left speaker position shows that the left microphones arrive a bit earlier than the right microphones. This was expected. Central speaker position, arrival times are identical between left and right microphones. Obviously, the frontmost is earlier. So now I'm going to assemble a 904 impulse response from this. First I'll make a 904 bus. then a 904 track. Which outputs to this bus. Then I add a center channel, a mono channel. We didn't record a center channel, but we can, and then there would also be sweeps on that. I'd like the audio to wash over me from front to back, so I'm going to select these by arrival time. Front eye level speakers first, and then front top speakers, and then we go to the rear of the room like that. Skip one. I'm going to use that in the top. This empty center channel needs to be the third channel. So first I'm going to sort these recordings like that. And then I can grab them and just drag them to the 904 track. Okay, eye level, front to back, and then top, also front to back, but a bit later. I'll just put the center speaker take at the end. That's easier if I want to make two exports, one stereo and one mono. Slide this to the left. And now I can drag the audio to the 904 track. There it is. Paste back the center stage position. I'll make two exports, one with the left and the right speaker in it, and one with the center speaker in it. The dry track does not go to the 904 bus, so it can be included in my bounce selection. My mix source should be the 904 bus, bouncing the left and the right stage positions, and then bouncing the center stage position. Here they are. This is Snapper showing us the interleaved files that are the bounces. This is the mono one. I'm going to select this folder as the input to the IR tool. And the IR tool will deconvolve them and save them as 904 impulse responses, one mono input and one stereo input, to the user-created impulse responses folder of Verb 8. And now you're done. And the rest of this video goes into a couple of whys. Just pause the video when you see a lot of text. In the end, it would be nice if my speaker would sound a little bit like myself. And I think this one is pretty neutral. So why did I select this speaker? In the end, it would be nice if my speaker would sound a little bit like myself. In the end, it would be very nice if my speaker would sound a little bit like myself. And I think this one is pretty neutral. 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 Even from the back. Even from the back, it is pretty neutral. 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 So this is the recording. You can hear it stands a bit on the left side because it was a left speaker position. I'll put Altaverb in bypass now and switch to the other channel so you can hear it dry. And this is without. Now let me switch back and forth between the real recording and Altaverb. So I think we passed this test. Thank you for listening. Bye.